All right. Welcome to the Rock and Roll 200 here on the IWM Broadcast Network. This is the iNASCAR series, and tonight we are in Richmond, Virginia at Richmond Raceway. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast. I'm Rick Souza here with my co-broadcaster, John Derudris. And John, this is shaping up to be a pretty exciting evening.
Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting, and you can already see why. We've had a little bit of carnage in practice, but obviously that means these guys are just pushing these cars to the absolute limit so they know where to push their cars here once this race starts. We got about 19 seconds left here in the Rock and Roll 200 presented by ATS. It's going to be a good race. It's going to be a battle of attrition, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's quickly cover our race info before we head over to qualifying.
Alrighty. In tonight's event, the Rock and Roll 200, like we said, presented by Athletic Training Solutions. It is going to be 200 lap stage break at lap 66, one quick repair, 5 sets of tires, 60% fuel, 3 green-white checkers here on the 68-degree evening. Very, very overcast, and a lovely track temp of 74 degrees. So what that tells me is there's going to be a lot of grip here as long as you don't hammer the throttle too hard coming out of the corner. But right now, Rick, it's the Rock and Roll 200, and we've seen a lot of rock and roll inspired paint schemes, so you may see your favorite band out there.
Absolutely, and one of the greatest stories tonight so far that we're keeping our eye on is Jordan Booth, who's actually racing tonight after just getting out of surgery a couple days ago for an appendix, and spoke briefly with Jordan before the race, and he's going to tough it out, but good luck to him.
Yeah, he's definitely the Carlos Sainz of tonight's race, if you know what I mean. He got his appendix out before the Australian Grand Prix, and look at what happened. He won the race. So if Jordan Booth wins tonight's race, well, there's a secret there with the appendix. Get your appendix out, you win a race. So we'll see how he performs. But looking right now, we're early into the season, but the battle for the top spot and the 15 playoff points is really heating up between Jordan Booth and Jordan Wenzel. We may see hit this battle with the 41, obviously making what was going to originally be out, but now obviously going to perform here, so that's going to make a splash in the plans. But can Simon Magin or Alex Murphy squeeze into the battle? They're sitting right there, third and fourth in points. Team standings, 40 XLI in first, Full Throttle in second, Apex in third. So definitely looking to continue that 40 XLI domination that they have right now. But looking at the boards, Alex Murphy at the top right now, ahead of Corey Bunch, Wenzel, and Booth.
Yeah, it's definitely seeing some good qualifying times. Anytime you're sub 22, that's a good time, and those are some big numbers. All right.
Definitely some big numbers. So we got about 2.5 minutes left of qualifying here, left at Richmond, and there is I believe that is the Panic at the Disco machine just going by us, and the 10 car, that is Vernon Broadbeck right there with the Panic at the Disco scheme. Love that.
He just vaulted all the way up into fourth with that. Just a handful of drivers still left on the track. This is Glenn Stanley in the 03. He moved up to 17th. Brandon Ishkarian. Ishkanian. And Ron Fitting. For some reason I'm in a habit of adding an R into his name. I just don't know why.
It happens. It's all a part of it here. Looking at the 3 going on what is a fairly slow lap. 22.5 his last time by. Let's see if he improves the position. Doesn't seem to do so there.
If you're going to wind up in the back, you know what? Don't push it. It's a long race. There's 200 laps here.
And take this time to get a little more practice in. There's nothing to say you have to stop after 2 laps. Obviously, your times aren't going to be counted, but you'll get a feel for the car and a feel for the track. So, as we are about 50 seconds away, current drivers who are locked into the playoffs, you have the 01 of Travis Bennett, the 13 of Nick Alves, the 81 of Jordan Winsel, Simon Madgen there in the 46, and Jordan Booth in the 41. Speaking of Jordan Winsel, he's been on a tear, easily one of the top drivers in the Cup Series right now with finishes of first, second, and first in the last 4 weeks with Alex Murphy and Simon Madgen there, with also the number 1 of Matt Robinson, all continuing to maintain strong, quiet runs at the front. But looking at specifically, who's not, it seems when, full throttle, one of their driver leaves, another enters with the 94 Michael Whitley. 2 disastrous weeks with finishes outside of the top 20. That is not what he's looking for. He did have a bounce back in the top 10 at COTA, which is obviously tough to do, but he wants to carry that momentum with a completely different track heading here into Richmond. The 39 of Kai at one time was the point leader since that start. He has struggled to record a top 15 outside of a drafting track. And as we like to say, a mandatory vacation also did not help
No,
his
absolutely not.
efforts there. And with another driver is Matt Piracini there, a tough day at COTA. And, this is where a track like this could possibly suit well with some drivers who need to get a finish in right there. But, Rick, let's talk about it really quick. Who has excelled at Richmond in tracks like this?
Well, I think Travis Bennett's the guy to watch. He's got 2 previous podium finishes here last year, and he led the most laps in their spring race. Also, another driver to watch is someone who's been on top is Jordan Wenzel. And, we're seeing him putting in some good times tonight as well. So, those are folks that we're going to have to keep an eye on.
For sure. And, short tracks always bring intensity. Every time I think of Richmond, I think of good old Kyle Busch dumping Dale Earnhardt Jr. That was basically Kyle Busch's stamp to becoming NASCAR's villain. So, basically looking at this race, you could see a lot of cautions. You could see a lot of hurt feelings after tonight's race. So, going from a super speedway, or not super speedway, going from a road course down to a short track is tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and
you're
go ahead.
I would say your driving style changes, and with a short track, you have to worry about rhythm, especially with Richmond. Whereas a track like COTA, you have to hit your marks to be able to set yourself up for 5 corners down the road. So here it's big time rhythm track. Laps tick off pretty quick, so you need to pay attention to that for sure.
Yeah, and this is a unique track. It's kind of like if you took some of the classic mile and a halves and then shrunk it down by half. That's what Richmond reminds me of. And with that shrinking of that track down, some of these corners, turns 1 and 2 are so treacherous. You have got to drive as deep as you can into 1, but still position yourself to hit the apex of 2 and then to come out gently back on the throttle to get all the way back down. One simple mistake, one out of position error that's made will not only collect you, but we've got 40 cars here. You'll take out half the field.
Yeah, and that's where really you have to pay attention to your brake bias. I think this is where you have to consistently change that brake bias throughout the run, because you are going to definitely have to adjust your line, and using the brake bias to your advantage at least has helped me in the past to be able to keep the car underneath you, because your tires change, track temp changes, rubber starts getting laid into the track, and tires, I think, will be a factor here at Richmond for sure. So, you got to talk about that. You got to talk about surviving corner exit. It is a nasty one, you know.
Well,
The turn 4 monster and the turn 2 monster is going to be out tonight.
You're leading us right into our next little bit. Let's talk about your keys to tonight's race.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it's Richmond. It's a short track. You can't basically come here without talking about a couple of these points. So looking at tires are going to be a major aspect of tonight's race. You need to be able to preserve them and not overheat them, because once you overheat them, it takes a little bit of time to get them cooled back down a couple laps. And, you know, what happens is you get frustrated, you overdrive the car, then you say, oh, I'm going to fix that, and then you overdrive it again because your tires are too hot and they won't stick, and then you're mad again, and then that can just definitely mess up. Number 2, your corner entry. You have to pay attention to your corner entry. Definitely corner exit is important with your throttle control, but corner entry can really affect how you go on a long run, and how well your car is affecting itself down the line. And third, it's mentioned this, we talked about this before, but track position. I think track position is going to be very key here at Richmond, staying out front, staying out of the chaos, and being able to really avoid. Now in the Cup Series, actually it's a totally different story. It really doesn't matter where you start at Richmond to win the race. In the last 4 Cup Series races at Richmond, the average winner starting position came in 15th. So you could start mid-pack and still win this race. You could start all the way back in 26th and still win the race. So, but I do think here, with the amount of cautions that we've seen, you want to be up near the front. You don't want to be caught in that middle, Rick, or you're going to be looking behind you as much as you're looking in front of you. But hey, looks like we're ready to get the grid underway for the Rock and Roll 200 presented by ATS.
Absolutely. Cars are staging right now, and that means we should have a grid to report. Let's see if we've got a
40.
grid. We do.
40 entries here. Alrighty, here is your starting lineup for tonight's Rock and Roll 200 presented by Athletic Training Solutions. On pole, Alex Murphy there with Corey Bunch to his outside. Jordan Winslow starting in 3rd. Vernon Broadbeck there in 4th. Jordan Booth there in P5 with Cody Graham in 6th. Tyler Lem in 7th. Matt Piercini in 8th. Eric Jeffers in 9th. And Alex Forget-Berube there in P10.
In 11th, Brendan Hayes. 12th is Garrett Walden. 13th is Michael Whitley Jr. 14th is Jonathan Varanakis. 15th is Ty Bostic. 16th is Simon Magin. 17th is Glenn Stanley. And 18th is Jacob Musso. Tony Jabs is in 19th, and Martin Giroux is in 20th.
In 21st, you have Richard Mills with Michael Bennett to his outside in 22nd. 23rd, Vince Burns. 24th, Joe Musso. In 25th, Alberto Abar. 26th, Matthew Robinson with Corey Ennis and Travis Bennett starting 27th, 28th with Tyler Thurmond and Tyler Sexton. 2 Tylers there in 29th and 30th.
31st is Josh Douglas to the outside. Scott Thomas in 32nd. Martin Pinnell in 33rd. Jason Hale in 34th. Brendan Iskarian in 35th. Kai Collimore in 36th. And 37th is Ron Fitting. 38th is Nick Alves. John Krupa in 39th. And Mike Wheel is in 40th.
Alrighty, looks like we are going to get this race underway here in just about a lap. Typically with short tracks, you see 2 laps to get this grid formed up.
One thing you will notice is that
it's going to be the control car.
Yeah, it is overcast here in Richmond. This is a dynamic weather model that the folks who set up this race are using, and that means that it's a little cooler. What's the current weather situation show? It is 71 degrees on the track, 68 in the air.
Yep, definitely a cool night here at Richmond, but, you know, something's got to be cool because these tempers aren't, I can tell you that right now. The tempers are going to be flaring by the end of this one for sure at Richmond. But look at all those lovely paint schemes we got.
It is the
so
Rock and Roll
cars out there.
200. So again, as you said earlier, lots of
it is, and we're
themes.
Rocking and rolling.
Oh, and already
we're wrecking already
at the front.
We're wrecking at the front. Big wreck here on lap 1, corner 1. 24 involved.
That's Alex Murphy that kind of just
So-
went around.
I think he got punted a little bit. I think he had a little bit of help from behind.
We'll have to go back and
Not sure
look
who
at
that
that.
was. Not sure who that was, but that was a massive impact to the back door of the 30 machine of Alex Murphy. I want to say that was either the 41 or the 81 of Booth or Winsel. I'm not really sure. Let's take a look and go back to our replay analysis of what just happened here.
We're getting there. Here we go. Oh. Looks like the
So-
81
Did the 30 miss a shift?
definitely seemed to be a little bit slow on the uptake there, and unfortunately that got him spinning, and there's contact all around.
You got the 19 with the broken toe link.
Oh yeah, big damage on the 19 of Alex Forget Berube. Now in this league we do have a quick repair, so sort of that is something that can be taken care of. But our first caution of the night, there has been definitely some damage has happened.
Well, we've been a part of some races, Rick, where I think the record is 24. Is that
yeah.
correct?
Oh gosh, you're bringing back some crazy memories.
Yes, I am.
Well, you know, Richmond is just one of those tracks. It's a short track. You do have a lot of beating and banging, but because of the speeds that can happen on the front stretch and the back stretch, it's so easy. It's not like you can just kind of, door slam your way around and survive. That kind of contact will end up spinning out your competitor.
Exactly. The cars are so free that it's going to cause, your any kind of contact, especially on corner entry or corner exit. You're looking to go around. I mean, it's such an interesting track because obviously, depending on your brake bias, if you have a lot of front brake bias, you will lift up the back of the car. So if you get tagged in behind, you're going around. On corner exit, the car gets really free in the back end. So if you make contact there, you're still going around. It's one of the tracks. You're right. Any kind of contact, you have to be a dirt track specialist to be able to save it. And we see this in the Cup Series. We see it all the time at Richmond, guys getting dumped. And, it's more relevant here than I think anywhere that we go to because of the track layout and because of how free these cars are sometimes. So, but right now, looks like we got one to go. Alex Murphy decides to take the high line, which is going to put the 40 to his inside.
Corey Bunch to the inside,
Yep.
Vernon Broadbeck to the outside. Alex Murphy has cycled back to 6th, unfortunately.
Yep. Unfortunate for that team. Not what you want going into, corner one, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. But here we go. Back to green flag racing here at Richmond. Definitely a bigger gap between all these cars now as they make their way down into turn one, 2x2 for the whole field.
Kind of looking back through the field just a little bit. Got a little bit of patience happening. That's a positive sign.
That's always nice to see. As
Tagging
Corey
the
Bunch
wall.
leads us around. Yep, car up in the wall.
Thought that was the 9 of Jason Hale, possibly. In that Napa, number 9.
Yep, looks Very reminiscent to what Chase Elliott runs in the Cup Series. His identical paint scheme there. But as this is happening, Rick, you have Corey Bunch, Full Throttle Motorsport, in that Spirit Box Ford Mustang out front, currently leading the Panic at the Disco machine of Vernon Broadbeck, followed by Cody Graham, Eric Jeffers, Tyler Lem, Alex Murphy trying to make his way back up, Brendan Hayes, Garrett Walden, and Jonathan Varanowskis there. That's your top 10. And Michael Whitley Jr. as well.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks, though, as we continue on with green flags laps, those that can do, and you'll see them laying down some great laps, and those that struggle at this type of a track, they'll fade to the back, and you'll quickly find that the front of the field has caught up to the tail.
And that's why I think track position is going to be very important here, especially until the end of stage one. You don't want to go a lap down early on. You want to be able to, there's going to be a caution, make up and be as aggressive as you can up in the front, and then you can start kind of settling in a little bit because, once that stage break happens at 66, I think you got to go until that to gain as much track position as you can because you have a race within a race.
Yep. You've got
right now you got
24 of Matt Perosini on pit road.
Yes, we do. Down 31 spots. Unfortunate there for the 24 machine out of Apex Motorsports. Currently third in the point standings in team points.
Corey Bunch is definitely showing us the way here. He's got a good, and just kind of watching. We go on board with Corey just to watch his line and how he handles it.
That downshift right there. Let's see if he stays right there in fourth.
That's super smart.
He's doing a great job of not over-driving the exit of the corner. He's giving himself enough room.
I was gonna say it's only about around 200 or 300 yards where he actually gets up and stays in fifth gear, and then he's back to fourth.
Yeah, that'll definitely help this car turn a little bit with the lower RPMs and the gear there. So good to see. And also, Rick, looking at this, he's gained a 1.3 second lead over Vernon Broadbeck there in P2. And while we're at it, I'm going to take a look at some of the biggest movers of the race right now. In P16, the 01 of Travis Bennett up 12 positions. Your second biggest mover now up third. He's in the middle of a wasp nest right there.
Yeah. There's a lot of traffic as he's working his way through. You got Richard Mills around him, Simon Magin, Michael Bennett.
A lot of cars battling in this little mix-up right here. There's an AC/DC car. Okay, perfect. I was worried that in the Rock and Roll 200 we weren't going to have an AC/DC car, but I see it right there. That is number 5,
yep.
Richard Mills. Working his way around the 01 there of Mr. Travis Bennett. Another big mover in the race is actually Richard Mills up 6, Jacob Mousseau up 6, Tyler Sexton up 8, and Kai Collmore up 10. Some biggest losers so far: Jordan Booth minus 28, Jordan Wenzel minus 24, Matt Piercini minus 31.
Looking at the 39 of Kai Collmore.
Kai coming back from a little mandatory vacation.
Yeah, a little time off.
Time off.
Time to ponder.
Hey, it happens.
Yep.
Glad to have him back here. See what he's able to do. Making up 10 spots already here in, for lack of really definition, but stage one, if you want to call it that, between our, stage one, or between our start and our stage break there. So making his way up there, and still at the top of the board. Corey Bunch now up to a 1.8 second gap over Vernon Broadbeck, and John Krupa is now possibly going to be one of the first cars that is in danger of going a lap down. He is about 4 seconds. I forgot Corey's out of, well, depending on how you say it, Lafayette or Lafayette, Tennessee there, Tennessee guy. So I know who my favorite driver is now. I'm kidding. All these drivers are my favorite drivers. But speaking of John Croup there, he is now 18.3 seconds back of the leader, which means he is going to be in danger of potentially going a lap down here before the stage break at 66.
Yeah, I think actually the 29 of Alex Forget-Berube may be the next on the hit list. We'll see. Oh, caution's out. Kai Collmore.
Oh,
We're just
we do.
talking about Kai.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
What happened? See what happened with him.
They've just come around. We'll go back and take a look.
Did he see there's the one there? 3 wide. Oh, he got loose.
It's like the one of Matt Perosini may have caught him. So it's 3 wide is tough at this track.
Oh, it's one of the toughest. I would not recommend it I would not wish it on my worst enemy, 3 wide at Richmond, because all the cars are going to get light. The aero is going to be rough. You see right here, all the air is getting taken off the 39. He gets loose, comes down in the 1. Has it saved. Brakes right there. Lets off the brakes. Tags the 1 again.
It's like tires for him for sure. But all right, we are under caution here on lap 27. And we will take this opportunity for a quick commercial break with our sponsor, Athletic Training Solutions. We'll be right back.
Athletic Training Solutions specializes in on-site health and wellness programs for industrial athletes. We focus on the treatment and management of work-related injury and illness, as well as employee health and wellness. As one of the leading providers of occupational health services, we serve businesses of all sizes and types. Our experienced, certified athletic trainers work with each client organization to minimize employee disability, promote employee health and wellness, and help to control healthcare costs. We work with a network of doctors that are trained with an understanding of OSHA recordables and the first aid treatment approach to help keep your employees at work.
All right, welcome back to the Rock and Roll 200 here on the IWM Broadcast Network. We're under caution for our second caution of the night for an incident that occurred with the 39 of Kai Collmore and the, was it the 24? For some reason I'm thinking it wasn't Matt Perosini, but maybe Matt, that's what it was. It wasn't Matt Perosini, it was Matt Robinson in the 1. Sorry, I had misidentified that during that replay, but yeah, it was the 1 of Matt Robinson, and that unfortunately spun out with the 39 of Kai Collmore, but we are back under caution. And Corey Bunch is in charge. So 29 laps in. I'm just kind of discounting that first caution. That just looked like a missed shift. It was pretty simple. Not going to think about it. So let's just say first caution, 30 laps.
Yeah, first caution, 30 laps. Definitely, I like that a little bit better than the trend that we saw. My trend that I always talk about. So
But the lights are off on top of our pace car. That means we're about to go back to green flag racing. And Corey Bunch will be in charge. He's chosen the lower line, which is probably the right choice for sure.
Yes, it would be. I do like that choice. We'll see how that fares for him.
Restarts are always a little hairy here at this track.
Alrighty. They are in green flag back in the air. Corey Bunch not wasting any time getting ahead of this field as the field dives down into turn 1. Oh, thought that was almost 3 wide in the back.
Yeah, kind of looking
Not where
back
you
through
wanna
the
be.
field, trying to get we can only see just so much of everything going on around us. Corey has jumped out to another commanding lead.
Oh,
And the
caution's
yellow
out.
is back out. Martin Giroux, possibly.
Something happened definitely in the entry of 3. Yep, that is the 50 machine there. Let's see what happened to him of Martin Giroux.
He's going to end up
It's a little
collecting up
loose.
another few drivers, unfortunately.
Oh, right there. The 1 again
Oh,
involved.
that's the 7.
53.
And the 1. So Martin Giroux, Josh Douglas, Tyler Thurman, and at that point Matt Perosini also got somewhat involved. Josh Douglas did not get much of a contact. He just wound up getting pinched down there a little bit, so he's good. Okay.
Tough break.
Yep. Third caution of the night. You do see a number of drivers on pit road, including Jordan Booth, Alberto Abar, Josh Douglas, Kai Callamore on pit road. I'm guessing Kai's probably getting some repair work done from that previous instance. Okay, lap 35. The good news is on short tracks like this, these pace laps do tend to go rather quickly. But we appreciate you tuning in to the IWM broadcast network of the iNASCAR series here at Richmond. We bring this iNASCAR series league to you each and every Thursday night, and tonight we are here at Richmond Raceway.
Well, 35 laps complete. And there's no need to come down pit road. You know, unless you want to try to pit, but tires really aren't going to be that big of a deal at the moment. So stay out as long as you can. Extend this.
Absolutely. And if you're a fan of short track racing, guess where we're going to be next week?
Where's that?
We're at Martinsville.
Oh, yes. There we go. Back-to-back short tracks.
Well, and that's just, again, this is this iNASCAR series follows the race you'll see on Sunday. So, you know, here we're at Richmond, which you'll see on Sunday in the Cup Series, and then 1 week later we're at Richmond. I mean, at Martinsville. So.
Very, very interesting there. Didn't actually know we were going to go back-to-back short tracks. That's I didn't know we were doing that in the Cup Series. Probably should have paid a little bit more attention to the schedule. But always wanted to go to Martinsville. You ever been to Martinsville?
I have. It's an incredible track. It's a good place to watch a
Are
race.
the hot dogs good?
Yeah, actually they are. Yeah, a little overrated.
Nice.
little overrated, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
But I
from
mean,
from what I heard,
it's a
that
hot
might be
dog.
a
Yeah.
slightly unpopular opinion. Yeah. I
Well,
mean, it's a racetrack hot dog. So
yeah, yeah.
you got to think about that. So, all righty, here we go. Ready to rock and roll again all night and every day. God, I need to, wow. Green flag back in the air, trying to make a KISS reference, which I haven't seen a KISS car here tonight
Nope.
in the iNRS series, but the Spirit Box Ford Mustang out front with Corey Bunch, Vernon Broadbeck, Graham Jeffers, Hayes, Lem, Walden Murphy, Musso, and Baranowskis there, your top 10 as Bunch checking out again. Oh, car sideways, sideways in the end of the wall.
I'm trying. I think that's Eric Jeffers.
Yes, it is. We got three wide on the front stretch, Rick.
Yeah, caution did not come out. We are still under green flag conditions.
You got a big wad of cars here. You got to remember, stage break here in 26 laps.
We're trying to keep our eye on the field as a whole. We are definitely too wide through most of this track right now. Oh,
a lot of cars getting loose, and that's what you're going to see. Oh, car sideways, the five. Richard Mills sideways on the... Yep. Oh, collected a couple more cars in turn 4. Hard impact to the inside wall there. Somebody lost a nose. Not sure who that was, but Richard Mills goes for a spin.
wild ride for the 5. Just like that. It's simple to do. So that's one of the challenges you face here, I think, as a driver, because it's a short track, but it's fast, and your braking points are completely different to the other drivers. And so that 55, just not anticipate where that 5's braking point was. He may have felt it was a little bit quicker than his, and unfortunately he tags the rear, sends him around, and unfortunately the 5 collects the 11 and the 3
and
of
the
fitting.
3. Oh, there's a hard hit. And the 29.
29 gets collected as well. Wrong place, wrong time. That's the 29 of John Krupa. All right, that's our 4th caution of the night.
And it looks like our lucky dog for the evening might be the 8 of Josh Douglas getting a lap back. So he is going to be our caution number 4 lucky dog.
Still waiting for our scoring tower to kind of put it all back together here. I'm not sure if it's going to wind up being Josh Douglas or possibly Richard Mills when he comes back out. I'm not sure. And a number of these guys are more than a lap down, so it may just be they get a lap back.
Right.
But we've got 40 entries, and right now I think I've got 39 on the lead lap. So 36 on the lead lap. Well, I'm sure.
All right, Rick, you're...
Go ahead.
I'll say you're 45 laps into this race. You know, you've seen the carnage out there. I know I would try to get to the front as quickly as I could. Is that the same strategy you would take?
Absolutely. You know, I think that you're going to wind up being potentially the victim of circumstance of someone else's doing, because you've got 30-something other drivers all chasing positions right now. You've got to carefully make your way up to the front. And we've been going on and on about these 4 incidents that we've had, but they've really kind of pit strategy has kind of been a non-factor right now. A good bit of this field, pretty much 3/4 of it, hasn't even gone in for a pit stop, and they probably won't need to pit for fuel until that's 66 or 68 laps at our first stage break.
Exactly. Tires aren't. I mean, they're a big deal now because obviously, the tire fall off is significant after 46 laps, even on, primarily caution laps. But still, we'll see what happens here. Corey Bunch to the inside, Broadbeck to the outside, Spirit Box, Panic at the Disco, green flag back in the air. Inside stacks up pretty big. Everybody's able to make it down into past our finish line. 3 wide in the back.
Saw a little bit of shaking and baking, a little bit. Now with 47 laps, there's definitely going to be a little bit of skating. I mean, you will have some wear, and some of these guys who may have gone around, may have got a flat spot or 2 on their tires, so they're not going to be the most stable. They're just trying to dog paddle it back to the stage break.
Oh yeah, and this next lap is going to be a good representation of where these tires are at. Your leader right now, his fastest lap was a 21.7. He just ran a 21.8 your last time by. So actually, tires haven't been that big of a fall off. Obviously, we've had multiple cautions there, but they haven't really gone through a full heat cycle on old tires. We almost get to the point where they start to wear a little bit, but then it cools back down, So nothing intense when it comes to a heat cycle on worn tires. So we'll see. I mean, leader just ran 0.6 off his fastest lap of the race. So, car inside right there. That was a little close call between the 22. I believe that is Ty Bostic and the 25 of Jacob Mousseau. Ty Bostic, our winner in last night's Tech for Troop Cup Series event. His first victory of the night. He was talking to us about trying to get another one here. So we'll see if he can go back-to-back 2 nights in a row.
All right, 51 laps are in the book. We're just a quarter of the way through this event. Looking back.
Car sideways. It was a white car right there, Rick. Not sure who that was.
Must have figured out how to get it pointed back in the right direction.
That's tough. That is tough at Richmond. That for sure.
I can already see watching some of these drivers come off of 2. They're having to counter steer their way back to get that nose straight. That's, in my opinion, that's the most treacherous corner on the track.
Oh yeah, I agree. Good catch. Yeah, you can definitely see it right there. Some of those guys, the car is starting to float a little bit more, and that's when it can get a little bit treacherous. For sure.
And we're still spread out pretty far. I mean, they're single file up towards the front, but in the back, we're
Oh, you got 3 wide right there.
Yeah. That's definitely 3 wide.
Yeah, it's a 1. A 13.
The 24.
Thinking about it, you are turning for 75% of the track. The only time you are not turning the car is on the backstretch. But from basically turn 3 all the way to the exit of turn 2, you are turning your car. So it's a very unique track. It's really one of the most unique on the circuit. And that's why you see some guys love it, some guys don't.
Well, as you said, with a lap time around 22 seconds, you really have only about 4 seconds when you're pointed in a straight line. The rest is in and out of corners.
Yep. All right, 10 laps away from our stage break. Corey Bunch sitting nice and pretty out there, 1.3 seconds ahead of Vernon Broadbeck, Cody Graham, Brendan Hayes, and Tyler Lem.
He is catching up. He's got the 39 of Kai Collmore. Kai is the last car on the lead lap in 36th position. After that, Richard Mills, he's one lap down. Right now, Richard Mills, and at the next caution, if that occurs, if at the stage break, if that will be, he will get the wave around and get his lap back. But yeah, right now you see Corey Bunch just kind of cruising. I mean, you can't be complacent, but you certainly can take this opportunity to stretch out your lead over that second place car of Vernon Broadbeck. So just looking at the current top 25, there's about a 10-second gap between first and 25th through the field, which is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, working our way back. There's Vernon Broadbeck. We'll just maybe take this opportunity to kind of look at some other drivers here. Cody Graham is currently showing in third. Brendan Hayes, Brendan's done pretty well. He's picked up 7 spots. He started 11th. He's now up to 4th. Tyler Lem in that GoPro 99 is in 5th. Garrett Walden.
Travis, yeah. Garrett Walden, look, what a nice run for him up there.
+6. Jonathan Varanakis is up to 7th. He's +7 as well. He started 14th. Alex Murphy, after that little bobble in that first issue, is now up to 8th. And Jacob Musso is in 9th. He's +9. And Ty Bostic is up to 10th. He is +5. He started 15th. But that's, if he's going to come in 10th right now, it's a good place to be with our stage break happening in just a lap.
Exactly.
Take the opportunity to get some stage points. Back up front, there's your leader, Corey Bunch.
Should be getting the end of stage 1 right here. And there it is.
All right, this is a competition caution. A stage caution just flew at lap 67. And Corey Bunch is your stage winner. We'll bring up our tower, and that should give us our top 10 points for the stage. And really, that caution could not have come out at a better time for the 39 of Kai Collmore. He was just about to be run over.
Exactly. But, what this is going to do is this is going to bring everybody down pit road for the first time tonight, more than likely. There's the 10, and there's the rest of the field making their way down.
We expect to see everybody on pit road. That was a good stop for Alex.
Very, very good stop. And looking at the field,
That was completely. So some longer stop. Jordan Wenzel had a super long pit stop. He wound up in there for 24 seconds.
He did. But the 7 of Alberto Abar, last pit on 33 is your leader. Up 24 spots, so this is going to change everything.
He stayed out. He did not come in. And Jordan Wenzel did not come in. So if you one of your track facts was position, right? So
yep.
Now I guess the gamble is that you're gambling that you're going to have another pit stop, another caution is going to come out before you're going to need fuel.
I mean, with 5 cautions and 70 laps, I like that bet because we saw on the last restart, tires mattered at the back end, but on the front end, we saw the leader of Corey Bunch running a 10th off his fastest lap, 46, 47 laps into a run, obviously with, pit other cautions and whatnot to assist in that total count there on the tires, but still, I think it's a good move. They are the only 2 drivers that didn't pit on lap 68 that are on the lead lap.
Absolutely. So Jordan Wenzel pitted last on lap 42, 33. That's 26 lapped old tires for Jordan and 35 laps old tires for Alberto. But hey, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We didn't see tires being a huge factor before, so.
Right.
But we do have a Geico restart zone here at Richmond, so at that point, it's up to the number 7 of Alberto Abar. On this restart.
Alrighty, here we go. Pace cars on pit road, and we're back to green flag racing here at Richmond. Alberto Abar takes the point. Now, these are brand new cold tires. You got to remember that. Here comes the 81 to his outside. Gets loose 3 wide, potentially for the lead. Maybe not, but 81 of Jordan Wenzel to the point.
Yep, Alberto Abar slipping back a bit as these guys with newer tires quickly move past him as they hunt down the 81 of Jordan Wenzel. Vernon Broadback right there, Corey Bunch. These guys were the cars to beat in the previous 70 laps. Yellow flags back out.
Trying to find a way. Oh, yep. Well, happened on the backstretch in the exit of turn 2. A couple guys went around and collected a few other drivers there. Quite a few cars on the back 79.
Yep, Scott Thomas. Well. Still the 03 is just getting turned around. Number of drivers involved: Joe Musso, Martin Giroux, Kai Collmore, Jordan Booth as well. Let's go back and see what we can see. Now you can see actually it's way up farther. I think it's Ty Bostic.
Yes, it is. There's a 19.
28 spins. So he's pointing in the wrong direction. Tags the 03.
33, nowhere to go. Oh, and then you got some more action in the back. I don't know what happened. Is that the 39 of Kai Collymore? It is. Gone to the back of the 79 machine. I believe that possibly was just a stack up there. Not sure what happened in the outside. That was kind of away from the wreck.
I think it was just happening all in front of them, and they had no place to go.
Yep.
All right, and just like that, our 6th caution has come out. Fortunately, collected. You've got Jordan Booth, Glenn Stanley, Kai Collymore, Martin Giroux, Joe Musso, and Brennan Iskanen is in the pits getting some work done. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Rock and Roll 200. This event is brought to you by the folks at Athletic Training Solutions. Athletic Training Solutions specializes in on-site health and wellness programs for industrial athletes. They focus on the treatment and management of work-related injuries and illness, as well as employee health and wellness. And we thank them for sponsoring tonight's event here with the iNASCAR Racing Series. All right, John.
Well, yep, six cautions, basically 80 laps, 121 to go.
I'm not surprised with who's at the top.
Not at all. Not at all. And one driver I wanted to pay attention to, Jordan Booth. He is on pit road. Our Carlos Sainz of the night. He is back all the way in 33rd.
Yeah, I feel for him. Certainly getting, surgery just a couple days ago, and coming out and trying to race tonight. That's hard.
It's tough.
All right, the lights are off on top of our pace car. We should be going back to green next time by. Vernon Broadbeck, I believe. No, it'll be Jordan Wenzel, who will be our control car.
Alrighty. Jordan Wenzel at the point there in the bottom lane in the quiet right at number 81, and we are back to green flag racing here. Big stack up on the bottom line. That's going to shake up the field for sure. Got 3 wide already.
These guys are basically on fresh tires. They're not broken in. They're not warmed up. Not yet anyways.
Not yet at all.
Lots of action happening in the back of the field. As we were pretty much still too wide through a good bit of tonight's, on this restart.
Absolutely we are. Yeah, we got car loose in the wall. He's going to come back down. Yep, we got a caution. No, we don't. Wow.
Caution did not fly. You saw that. That was a pretty hard hit.
We keep on rocking and rolling. Had to do it. Oh, 9 sideways on the front. Caution.
That's Jason Hale.
Hold. Oh. Let's see what happened in the 9 here on the exit of turn 4. It's got a little bit loose, got a little help possibly too.
A little loose by himself, but unfortunately, I think that stalled his momentum, and unfortunately, he collected the 12 of Jeffers and someone. That's Scott Thomas. And then, unfortunately, parts, they come off a fly-in there, so they come off on the screen. They don't always come off. We've got every update that we get from iRacing, there's always something tweaked on the damage model, and as you can see, that nose is back on the car.
Yeah, you pointed that out, I think, before we went live. Interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
With that one, for sure.
It looks good on the track, but I don't think there was enough damage to justify that nose coming off, so the iRacing elves just reattach it.
The iRacing elves. You got the iRacing gods who giveth and taketh, and then you have the little elves that magically put a bumper on. They magically retrieve it from the track. Poof. Magic elves. Well, that's our 7th caution of the night here. Jordan Winslow out front, Corey Bunch in second. Broadbeck, Graham, and Lem make up your top 5 with Brendan Hayes, Garrett Walden, Alex Murphy, Jacob Musso, and Alex Forget-Berube, your current top 10. Jordan Winslow still out there on 26 lap older tires.
Yeah, and if I'm Jordan Wenzel, I'm just staying out until I have to come in.
Oh, me too. I would do the same thing.
Unfortunately, there's going to be a point of diminishing return. He's going to have to come down. He's gotten a lot of good cautions, but he does not want to give up clearly that position. But if we assume that I guess we're not really going to know exactly what the mileage is, but if we assume that it's at 68 with 200 laps, you only really need 3 pit stops.
Yeah, that's true. So do you pit for fuel or do you pit for tires? I mean, I think tires haven't really been that big of a issue this race by any means.
Yeah, I didn't catch what his last lap was prior to us going into this caution. We'll have to keep an eye on that when they go back to green. Which should be next time by. We'll come back to green flag racing at lap 90. We are rapidly approaching that mathematical average laps.
Don't say it.
I know. I know. It's happening.
The trend is happening. Trends. Love them and you hate them. But they always show up some way, some form, whether you like it or you're not. But what we do like is green flag racing back here at Richmond. Jordan Winslow off, Corey Bunch to the outside, trying to potentially get a run down into turn 1. He is there. Follows right in behind that 81 machine. This is the point in the race where you're going to see, obviously, some of the players start to come out. You have Nick Alves up 18, Travis Bennett up 11, Matthew Robinson up 12. So all these big movers are now trying to make their way up to the front. While Jordan Wenzel's still there, but here comes Corey Bunch to the inside going into turn 1, battle for the lead. Jordan Wenzel's not going to give it up, battling side by side out of turn 2.
Oh, A little bit of movement
Car
in the
sideways
back.
on the back. And here we go out of turn 4. The 81 is still there as they battle side by side. Back to the line. I think Corey Bunch may get him into turn 1 right here.
Yep. Oh, in the wall.
Oh, what happened there? He has major damage there in the 81. He has definitely broken a toe link. I have no idea what happened with Jordan Winsel, but he slammed the wall. I wonder if he got loose there on that high line of the old tires.
Also, there was something happened with, I think, A-Bar, because they're also now in at the pit, but we are still under green flag. Let's see if I can go back a little bit here. Oh, just snapped right.
Yeah, I think it got a little loose, overcorrected, and that'll bring out the caution for sure. That'll do it. Or not the caution, that'll bring out a fresh new toe link for the right side of that car.
Yeah, luckily they do have, again, one quick repair here in this league. So, but that puts Corey Bunch out all by his lonesome out in front. Let's go back, and there is a battle. That's a 27, was super loose. That's Cody Graham falling back.
Oh, Reckon in turn 4, Rick. Coming out of turn 4 on the front stretch. Major incident. A lot of cars involved.
Kai Collimore, Tyler Sexton.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of incidents there. A lot of guys involved.
So it just looked like to me, I could be wrong, that there's that obvious contact with the 8. And I don't have a number on. That's the 35.
70. Yeah, 35 of Tyler Sexton.
It just looks like there's contact and he's off the pace, but the 35 does not break.
39, yeah.
39, yeah.
Yeah, 39 doesn't break, and that just massive. Nowhere to go for any of these guys. The track's basically blocked.
All right, our 8th caution of the night. Corey Bunch is up front. And I have no idea what it says on who the sponsor is for tonight for Corey Bunch's 77.
I am not sure.
Yep. So now the field is kind of divided, John, about the top 23 all pitted last on lap 68. And then everybody below that, lap 85, lap 99. There's a number of guys who have, they will not have to go back in for a while.
Correct. That is exactly correct. So we'll see. That one of the first drivers, Tony Japs, Joe Musso, Kai Collimore, Jordan Booth, Glenn Stanley. Everybody else on on similar strategies. The only other guy, Brandon Ishkanyon there, pitted on 85. Richard Mills on lap 70. And Michael Bennett on lap 85. So a little bit of off-sequence pit cycles right there.
Yeah, and based on what we think we know, that these guys could go another 40 laps or so.
That is correct.
With these cautions that we've had, and then they'll be down to just one stop at that point. All right, lap 102 is in the books. We'll be going back to green next time by. That'll be lap 104. Here at Richmond Raceway with the iNASCAR Racing Series. This event is brought to you by Athletic Training Solutions. Good look at the field.
Yeah, field is still there. 31 cars on the lead lap. 77 out front now with Brendan Hayes there at the outside.
Jordan Booth
Here we go.
He is the last car on the lead lap.
He is. And green flag. Back in the air here at Richmond. Field diving in 3 wide for a second place. Oh, hold on to it. That's treacherous. 3 wide. Contact. Still 3 wide. More contact.
Still 3 wide.
Still 3 wide. Nobody giving an inch.
Yeah, this is not a good recipe.
And while all this is happening, Corey Bunch is like, see you guys. Y'all can keep messing around. I'm going to check out. Already up to almost a second gap, 0.8 right now, 0.9 probably at the line here for Mr. Corey Bunch.
Just looking back through
back
the
a little
field.
bit.
Yeah, doing the exact same thing, trying to figure out, we've got definitely some battles going on through the field.
Yep, there's the 01 of Travis Bennett, Michael Whitley Jr., as well as Matthew Robinson all in that mix. Got the 72 of Jonathan Varadoskas there.
Three wide the back.
3 wide. Aye, aye, aye.
See the 9 of Jason Hale back there as well.
Right in front of him, Kai Collmore. Oh, we're wrecking 33 sideways. Saved it.
Oh, contact
and we're
again. That's Jordan Booth.
Oh, Carson.
That's the High Rock Chevrolet.
Yep.
But he saved it. We are still under green. I don't know how.
So I went back and looked at that. The 39 got into the 33, got him loose. But 33 was able to save it there. Good save.
Looking back at the 39 of Kai Collmore. Jump on board just to see what he's seeing.
Got a big gaggle of cars right in front of him, so he's about to kind of get in clear air here. Drifts the car up pretty high into turn 1 and 2. But in front of him, you got some side-by-side action going on for sure. That is 55. Vince Burns, 12, Eric Jeffers. You got Broadbeck as well. Michael Bennett.
He's trying to work his way back up to the front.
Kyle last pit on lap 99, so he is one of those drivers who are on fresh tires there.
Should be a slight advantage, maybe not the greatest advantage, but
yeah, 30 laps, I think. Yeah, I think once the tires start heating up in this cycle, you'll really start to see it for sure. But the leader's still running a 22.1. Kai's last lap was a 22.4, obviously. Kai's in traffic, but he is the first car that pit on that last sequence there. That is the highest positioned driver, so definitely want to watch out for that 39 here, possibly late in this run. Obviously, slowly, methodically trying to make his way. Oh, 13's loose in front of him. Oh, we got a wreck. 22, I believe that was Bostic, and not sure who that was as well, but had a little bit of an
Bennett,
incident.
possibly?
Yes, I think that's correct.
Got the two of Michael Bennett. He's now coming down onto pit road. We are still under green. And there's your leader just going by the entrance to pit road. He has got a significant gap between himself. Almost 3 seconds between himself and Brendan Hayes. So really what we see is the top, 6, 7, or it's all single file back to about 10th. Oh. I think that
Definitely
was
a car loose.
Yeah, I saw it. I couldn't identify it. I think it's the 46 of Simon Madgen that was careening across the track, but got it pointed in the right direction. As he's currently in 7th. Now, this is not an interesting league per se, but it's different. There's a significant amount of Canadian drivers that actually are in this league. Oh, caution's out.
Yep, caution's out right in front of these guys, I believe. Maybe?
I think
somebody gets sideways enough to trigger that caution.
I think it was Alex Forget. Ruby, and that's Graham in the 27. Oh.
Barrels. Somebody call the track marshal. Get him out here.
They're going to have to fix those barrels up. But I was saying,
track marshal.
There's a number of drivers here in this league. Alex Murphy, Simon Madgen, Jonathan Varanakis, Martin Pinnell, Alex Forget-Berube, Martin Giraud, Matt Pericini. Those are all Canadian drivers.
It's such a cool thing to see all the Canadian, and multi-country representation. Obviously, definitely we see a little bit of that in the Tech Troop Cup Series, but a lot of that here. Cool to see they're into NASCAR and into the Cup Series, and awesome to have that a part of the iNRS.
I think Corey Bunch, I guess all 4 tires. Glenn Stanley is coming in. Just kind of looking back through the field here as these drivers make their way back out from their pit stops and back out on the track. Now, what do you think, John? This is lap 125. Do you think at this point they've got enough stuff? That could be their last stop.
I mean, with the way cautions are flowing, yes, I do. I think it could definitely be. It definitely could be potentially one of the final stops here for tonight. It's going to be close, but our first round of pit stops came at a stage break, so it's kind of a gamble to say. But with 75 to go, I think it's one worth having. I mean, everybody came down on lap 123 this last time, so everybody went down. The only drivers that have pit more than 3 times, you have Tony, Eric Jeffers, Richard Mills, and is this right? It says Jordan Booth has pit 17 times.
Yeah,
that can't be right.
Can't be right. Because
we've only had 9 cautions.
But it still shows him, I think, on the lead lap.
Yeah, that wouldn't make too much sense there. Definitely something going on there. But either way, it's a gamble because with the way cautions have flown, cautions on average anywhere between 4 to 5 laps. Let's just say, on the 4 lap side, we've been getting a caution roughly every 12.5 to 13 laps. With 75, 73 to go, you're looking at roughly 6 more cautions, 7 more cautions. So with that being said, you're looking at 28 laps. That puts you at roughly 150, 160. That means you have to run 40 green flag laps. I think this could be the final stop. Very well, if we keep on seeing the cautions like we've seen.
So the lights are off on top of our pace car. Our front row is a little bit different. You've got Brandon Hayes with the 40 XLI team to the outside.
Alrighty, green flag in the air here at Richmond. Corey Bunch there as we see the field fan out, and we got 3 wide all over the place. Car slow up in the top lane, very loose. Not sure who that was. Looks like the 40. I believe that was Brandon Hayes.
You are correct.
Yep, we got 3 wide on the exit of turn 4.
He's still slow.
Oh, me.
And
we're wrecking. Big hit for the 72.
Sexton involved.
Round and round he went. I mean, that car spun like a top. That was probably one of the most vicious hits I've seen in a while.
I was kind of seeing what happened to the Brandon Hayes. You see him just falter a bit, got loose, backed out of it, and that kind of stacked up the entire field a bit as they dealt with now being 3 wide. 72 is a little loose.
Yeah, this is where it went all wrong here. He got way too hot, and I mean, just what a hard impact. Nowhere to go for the 70 or 35 of Sexton. I mean, that car just absolutely obliterated the wall.
Well, that's our 10th caution of the night with just 69 laps to go. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Athletic Training Solutions specializes in on-site health and wellness programs for industrial athletes. We focus on the treatment and management of work-related injury and illness, as well as employee health and wellness. As one of the leading providers of occupational health services, we serve businesses of all sizes and types. Our experienced, certified athletic trainers work with each client organization to minimize employee disability, promote employee health and wellness, and help to control healthcare costs. We work with a network of doctors that are trained with an understanding of OSHA recordables and the first aid treatment approach to help keep your employees at work.
All right, welcome back to the Rock and Roll 200, brought to you by Athletic Training Solutions here at Richmond. We are under the lights with lap 132 in the books. This is our 10th caution of the night, brought out by a spin with the 72 of Jonathan Vernakis. Tyler Sexton was also involved. All of that, I think, I would say, though, is that it was all kind of brought on by whatever happened to the 40 of Brendan Hayes, which caused him to go from second all the way back to 10th or 11th, which caused the field on the restart to find themselves 3 wide.
Yep, it wasn't a good situation. You see those guys just... Once you get 3 wide, it's just not a good situation. Your car gets, if you're in the middle, your car gets just so aero loose. It's hard to keep control. We've seen that happen multiple times, and this track, it loves to just push cars up the track. So with that, it's hard to battle 3 wide.
I also believe that the way that these cars are geared, that running up through second, third, and fourth is you can easily spin the tires.
Oh, absolutely you can. Absolutely.
All right, coming back to the restart here. That's
Alrighty.
Cody Graham on the outside. This is an excellent restart. Huge.
Absolutely.
Corey Bunch did
Great,
not.
one of the best ones.
Yeah, he did not get the separation he was hoping for. Good move by Cody Graham.
And here comes the 25 machine.
Oh, they're already wrecking. That's the 40.
Oh, we got to stack up. Oh, well. ARCA breaking? I had to say it. I mean, that was that's just tough. Nowhere to go. You lock it up and you're sliding into the guy in front of you. We need to go take a look at that. That's the second bad restart we've seen out of the 40. Tough break. Tough break.
Oh, there was contact with Tony Japs. Let's back that up just a little bit. Well, I mean, where else could Tony go? There wasn't a lot of space there. Just unfortunately, looks like a racing incident.
Yeah, I think a little bit of a racing incident for sure. And then the field just nowhere to go. There's Jordan Booth getting involved. 5 comes sliding in. 5 got definitely a lot of help there. Here comes Corey Ennis.
Yep, all just slamming through the 79s involved. 29 of Krupa. And the 39 of Kai Kalmar. All right, that's the 11th caution of the night. Unfortunately, that's kind of cycled the 40 XLI guys. They're now running 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Exactly.
I think this is probably exactly what Corey Bunch wants to see, though. We're not so much racing as we're doing a lot of pacing now.
I would agree.
But you pitted last on lap 123. We're now at lap 138. That's only 15 laps, of which they're almost exclusively been run under caution. So you're pretty much running on a fresh set of tires at this point.
Which is what I was anticipating, the strategy call being, you come down then and this could be the final stop for sure.
So 60 laps to go. I think this is what they needed to be able to stretch that stop out to be the last stop. I don't know. We don't have telemetry for fuel from the car, so we can't. It's always a bit of math, a bit of guesswork, a bit of intuition, but we're thinking they've got enough to make it around. But time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell for sure. But 140 laps complete here in the Rock and Roll 200, presented by Athletic Training Solutions. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and check out ATS. And Rick, we're about to get them re-racked and back under green here. Corey Bunch still out front there. You got Cody Graham, Jacob Musso, Alex Murphy back up into P4 with Vernon Broadbeck in 5th. Green flag back out here in the Rock and Roll 200. Another great restart for Corey Bunch. And again, we're 3 wide.
Why? Why? Because they like it.
Oh,
Contact.
Richard Mills sideways into the outside wall. Big hit for the 79, back up the track. Oh, big hits.
That's Scott Thomas.
And we're under caution.
Definitely a bit of damage to the 79. Wondering if he's got a quick repair. We'll see in a moment. Maybe not. Well, there you can see there's not so much his doing. Just again, as we talked about earlier, victim of circumstance. So you've got the 5 of Richard Mills. That's that red car a bit farther, 3-4 cars ahead of his. That snaps into the wall. That seems to be a common theme. The 9 tries to avoid, doesn't realize that the 79 is below him, and then shoves him right into the wall. That's where that wall makes that jog. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, tough hit. You're going to see another one right here, I believe, too.
That left front is just dangling. And here comes a 29 of John Krupa.
Yeah,
those folks
big
right there
around.
near the safer barrier got a good view of that wreck.
They did, for sure.
All right, that puts the 79 in the pit. He's got some extended work. I don't believe he had a quick repair. So unfortunately, that may be the end of his race.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, lap 144, our 12th caution of the night. You can do the math. It's a simple one.
We're approaching the trend.
It's grade school, right? 12 times 12.
Oh, look at that. Yep. 12 squared?
12 times 12. I'd love to say that's our last caution. I can't promise you that.
I can't either. I wish I could. I couldn't promise that.
Yeah. But if you're if you're a betting person, I would not bet that this is the last caution.
Exactly. We're almost at our trend. But I think we've kind of been behind it for a while. We've been 2 to 3 back. So
I think it's come down to the point where, John, the race is coming to an end. We're almost 3/4 of the way through. You've got to make a move to improve your position, because if not, you're going to be left behind. And so I think we're beginning to see a bit more aggressiveness, a bit more drivers taking a risk to get further on up in the standings.
Exactly. Entirely right. That is correct.
Well, the lights are off in the pace car. That means we are about to go back to green flag racing. We'll cross it and we'll restart on lap 147 of our scheduled 200.
Pace car dives off again. And Corey Bunch with another restart here, but great restart there for Mr. Corey Bunch. Field dives into turn 1 again. Got a lot of side-by-side action for third on back. Now approaching 50 laps to go here in 2 laps.
Just kind of looking back through the field a bit.
Yep, got some 3 wide as well.
Oh, spin right there. Yep, right there.
And we're wrecking again. Massive wreck and exit of turn 4, or turn 2 rather.
Turn 2. The nose has gone off that High Rock Chevrolet. The 41 is involved.
But hey, the NASCAR elves are going to get it though. The iRacing elves, that is. They'll be out. They'll be out getting those noses fixed.
But my count is Lem, Walden, Mills, Alves, Musso, Burns, Jeffers, Sexton, Pinnell, Thurman, all involved in that incident.
Tough.
We'll just let this run out. You can watch it in real time.
Oh, man, some tough hits there.
Yep. There's the 41. His nose is pointed at the wall. Oh, pulls out. Good brakes on Martin Pinnell's car. He stops and is able to not wind up T-boning the 41. Okay, caution 13. Don't bother doing the math.
Yeah, no reason to.
Yep. But Corey Bunch continues to lead here. Cody Graham is in second. Jacob Musso, good showing for Jacob, is now in third. So Alex Murphy has worked his way back up, is now in fourth. Vernon Broadbeck is in fifth. Travis Bennett, good showing. He is plus 22 and now is showing in sixth. Simon Magin in seventh. Matthew Robinson is up to 8th. He's plus 18. Michael Whitley Jr. is in 9th, and Tony Japs is in 10th. Well, I'd love to say that this is not what I expected for Richmond, but it is exactly what I have expected at Richmond. It's just typical, John. We've been covering this this series, but not just this series, multiple other series. But this car at Richmond, it's a handful.
It's not easy, and it never is. We've come here multiple different series, multiple different cars. It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with it. It's only Richmond that is at this kind of level when it comes to this kind of incident. So we know these guys are good racers. We saw the amazing race at Atlanta. Saw the amazing race at Daytona as well. So these guys can drive for sure. It's just this track is a little bit of a pain sometimes to run at. So don't leave though. We still got plenty of action. Going to interview our podium finisher. Going to interview a podium finisher here for tonight's race after the race is over, of course.
And we'll get those top 3 in. Hopefully. You never know. Sometimes, you've had a tough night, a lot of hurt feelings. You may just decide you don't want to talk to us guys up in the booth, but it's all good.
I mean, after after this one, I could understand, absolutely.
All right, 155 at the line, 45 laps to go. We are winding down here at Richmond with the iNASCAR Racing Series. Corey Bunch is in charge. He's got Cody Graham to his outside.
Here we go. Green flag back in the air here at Richmond. A lot of moves going on down in the turn 1. Going to pay attention to that as Mr. Corey Bunch still out front here. Cars in the wall on out of 2, but able to keep their car in the right direction.
A little bit of contact going on further on back. There it is. The 3 goes around. Big hit as well.
Caution.
I think we may have caught that one as well. That's Ron Fitting, Grease Monkey Motorsports in that 3.
We definitely caught it. Oh, just got loose. Just got really hot into the corner.
Did you see that loose. There was more contact there right up above with the 55? So there's contact with the 55, and I think that's the 39, not the 39, 35 maybe? 35, yep. And then the 3.
Well, welcome to Martinsville.
Yep, absolutely. So you saw Jordan Wenzel going by. He's now fallen all the way to 25th, and is the last car on the lead lap. I think he's missing a nose. Yeah. But he will get his lap back. I mean, not that aero plays much of a factor here. So if you just lost your nose, that's not really a huge deal. It's more about if you've lost or have damage that was hidden behind that nose.
Exactly. That's the thing that I worry about. If you have any nose damage, what does the inside of that car look like? Beneath that, any RPMs down. You have to worry about RPM, especially here in the Cup cars. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what he's able to do. But right now, we have 24 cars on the lead lap with 41 laps to go. we're winding down, folks. It's almost over here at Richmond. Who's going to battle their way and win this battle of attrition? That's all this race has been, is attrition. I knew track position was going to be important today, Rick, and I think it's shown there with Mr. Corey Bunch.
Oh, absolutely.
When you have this many cautions, you don't want to have to battle your way through the field. So having it to where you're up at the front and basically just checking out every single time sounds like a good day to me.
Speaking of checking out, just a little message from Jordan Booth. He's basically saying that he's still out there, he's still running, but he's not happy. As we said earlier, he's recovering from surgery just a couple days ago, and unfortunately, he's got some stomach issues right now. So, but hey, you know what? He's putting in his time. He's up there, 16th, 17th position.
Yeah, what a battle. What a battle he's having.
All right, we're down to 39 laps to go. Corey Bunch is still in charge and has led a good bit of these laps tonight. I wish we had a lap lead report. We don't have that.
No, we don't. I wish we did. But hey, green flag back in the air. I definitely think Corey Bunch would be at the top of that list, though.
Car in the wall, a little bit.
I believe that was Kai Collmore, potentially?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, you are correct. Oh, 67 goes around.
Hard hit, and no caution yet. No caution yet. We're still green. Green flag. He stopped.
And towed back to the pit. Okay.
Oh, contact between the 99 there.
For Tyler Lem. Oh, car in the wall just spun out.
And under caution again. Don't know who that is.
It may
a lot of cars with no front ends.
Yeah. I see that. It seems to be a trend. That may have been Garrett Walden. Let's go back. Let's highlight Garrett. I could be completely wrong, but let's see what we see. Oh no, it's the 41 of Jordan Booth.
Oh no, he's really not going to be happy now, Rick.
Yeah, unfortunately. Looks like he just got a little bit loose. And then the 20 of Pinnell sends him. Jeffers is down low. 20 sends him even more. Yep, a little bit of contact. Not terrible, but we see the 43 of Garrett Walden is missing a nose. We saw the 81 is missing a nose. Number of drivers are on pit road. Ty Bostic, Tyler Lem, Josh Douglas, Jordan Booth, Ron Fitting, and Jonathan Veronakis. As you said earlier, a number of drivers have retired. Corey Ennis in the 67 is out. Glenn Stanley in the 03 is out. Brandon Ishkarian in the 33 is out. The 19 of Alex Roger Berube, Michael Bennett, Martin Giroux, Matt Persini, Alberto Abar, and Mike Wheel are all basically out.
Unfortunate for a lot of those guys. You know, they were hoping to get some decent finishes here, or at least, you know, stay out of trouble. But it happens. It's Richmond.
I think that's the catchphrase from now on. It's Richmond.
It's Richmond.
All right. But with just 32 now laps to go, our 15th caution of the night. We'll go back to green flag around lap 170. And we are pretty much spot on, John, with the number of laps.
Unfortunately, we are.
Caution, yeah. It's around, you know, we'll say it. It's when we've covered these races for a while. Again, a lot of different leagues, different cars, but for some reason, it all seems to wind up averaging around between 10 and 12 cautions per lap average.
If it does, especially at Richmond. It's been the trend, and unfortunately, we're almost at that trend tonight. But it happens.
Yep. All right, this puts Corey Bunch again back in charge on this restart. He's had this good battle with Cody Graham to his outside. Again, Jacob Musa will be behind. Alex Murphy is worked his way back up. Alex was our pole sitter, and now he has worked his way back up to fourth. Good for Alex.
Good to see him back up there. He had that lap, or that corner one incident for sure. So we'll see what he's able to do as we are now going to get the green flag back underway. Oh, big stack up, which is going to give Cody Graham a great run on the outside. Let's see if he can make it stick here into turn one. He does. One of the first battles we've seen all night. Oh, he gets a little loose out of one. Or two. That's not going to do anything good for him. Corey Bunch back to the point.
But that puts the 25 of Jacob Musso solidly in second. Jacob Musso is up 16 slots, 16 positions from his original qualifying order.
Awesome run there for that driver in the 25.
Oh, loose. But
and we're wrecking caution.
I guess we didn't save it.
Yeah, there was some stuff going back on and behind what I think you saw too. On the exit of turn 2, I believe it was a green and white car.
Jordan Booth, I think, was involved. Oh, netcode. The first netcode we've seen, really, of the night. What do you think?
I'm right there with you. I would agree.
That's unfortunate. So he spins around. He's trying to save it. I'm taking this angle because Jordan becomes a sitting duck right there.
And just get hit.
Yeah, not the best view.
Pinball action. That got tossed around like a pinball.
Yeah, but Josh Douglas was the car on the inside there that had the net code with the 41, but then Ron Fitting and John Krupa were also involved, as well as Tyler Sexton. Tyler Sexton and Jordan Booth are both in pit road coming out to rejoin the field. but 26, 5, 4, so about 24 laps on the restart of this Rock and Roll 200. Drivers here have a good number of them with rock and roll band themed paint schemes. This is brought to you by Athletic Training Solutions. Athletic Training Solutions is a company that specializes in on-site health and wellness programs for industrial athletes. They focus on the treatment and management of work-related injuries and illness, as well as employee health and wellness. So if you have a need, feel free to reach out to them. Their web address is atsbwc.com. You can find them on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram.
Alrighty, 25 to go here at Richmond. Corey Bunch is definitely the guy to beat. He's been fast on restarts. He's been fast checking out from the field. He is definitely the guy to watch. Watch out for Travis Bennett, though, up 21 spots up in 7th. Kai Collimore up 26 spots in 10th. Matthew Robinson up 18 spots in P8.
Simon Magin plus 10 in 6. So, yeah, and Jacob Musso plus 16 in P2. So this, when I see that, I really think that's just indicative of drivers who had a little bit of luck, but also preserved their stuff and stayed out of trouble and wound up right now in a good spot.
Absolutely, I would agree. And that's what you need to do once you're at this point in the race, and now it's time to go. All right, pace car makes its way down pit road. Green flag back in the air. Great restart for Corey Bunch. Again, 24 to go at Richmond. Patience gone. Bumpers also gone.
Cars tagging the wall a bit. With just 24 laps to go, this could, if it stays green, go by in a heartbeat. Of Simon Magin slipped under that 01 of Travis Bennett. There's a lot going on mid-pack here to the 43. Garrett Walden.
Yep, a lot of moves. Yeah, this was a hornet's nest.
Yeah, you've got to improve your position. Now is the time to do it with 21 laps to go.
.21 to go. Oh, that was close there. Maybe some contact between those two cars.
Still an opportunity. These guys are still running too wide. Oh, movement. That's Collimore down there. And the 12, they're battling it out.
They are definitely a hard battle now. As we see Corey Bunch checking out a 1.2 second lead. We got 3 wide. Car spinning in 1 and 2. May cause a caution. Nope, they saved it. Oh, there's another one. That's 55.
Vince Burns goes around. And also, looks like that's car of Sexton. That is Tyler Sexton. He's got some major front end damage going on there. Caution flies for a 17th time here at Richmond. You can see that 35 of Tyler Sexton is pretty much done for the day. That right front is pointed in the wrong direction.
Yes, it is.
So the 55 and the 81 all following down onto pit road, as well as the 94 of Michael Whitley Jr. I don't know if he was involved, but it may just be that time. You know, for some of these drivers that may be a little tight on fuel. But with 17 laps to go, I think we're down to about 25. We'll see how it all shakes out when the folks on pit road come back on the track, but I'm guessing around 25 cars are on the lead lap. And a total of, I think with Tower, he'll probably retire. I've got 12 retirees from tonight's event from collisions.
Interesting. Yep. That's what's gonna happen when you have this many cautions, and fortunately you're able to get caught up in somebody else's mess, and next thing you know you're out. So
right. Lights are still on the pace car, so that means we'll come back with 1 lap, 2 laps. So we'll go back with 13 laps to go. Corey Bunch is hoping it stays green this time, I'm guessing. He's just completely checked out each time.
oh, he has, absolutely.
This is exactly what Corey Bunch is looking for, though. He needs an opportunity to lock himself into the playoffs. He wants to join that group of Bennett, Alves, Wetzel, Simon Magin, and Jordan Booth. He's been close.
It's been right there. He's been right there. So we'll see if anybody can battle this number 77 up here.
Lights are out. We're about to go back to green flag racing. Corey Bunch is hoping he can hang on and secure his ticket into the playoffs. Green flag is back out.
Green flag. Green flag in the air here. "13 laps to go. Car loose on the inside."
A lot of movement. You know, these guys are probably exhausted. They've been at it for a while. This is not an easy track. As you said earlier, John, you're turning it pretty much 90% of the time, and you got to make it right.
Looks like.
Go ahead.
I would say looks like Ty's trying to follow in right there. Car in the wall behind him, able to keep it forward, but Corey Bunch already out to a 0.8 of a second lead. The 10 was into the wall as well. I believe that's Vernon Broadbeck there. Now slowly falling back.
Yeah, he certainly drifted up and wound up cruising along that safer barrier. Again, another car tagging it, and it just. You know, we've said this before, you know, once you are into that safer barrier, it just sucks you into it and draws you back, and then you'll wind up, unfortunately, getting collected by the car behind you.
Yep. Very likely, but we just reached 10 to go. Now 9 to go. Corey Bunch out there almost running qualifying laps.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of clean air. He's just making his way around, just ticking off these laps.
Oh, Kai Collowar sideways. Kai sideways in 1 and 2. Saves it.
Pretty good save, but he winds up with such a change of speed there. The field begins to back up around him, and now he's 3 wide.
4 wide. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. 3 wide again. Oh, goodness. Oh,
There's
we're wrecking in front of him, though.
Right in front.
Oh, he just...
That's the
got in the
43.
94. Yep.
Yep. Garrett Walden. Major damage to the 43. And Kai Collowar has major front end damage. I think he's got toe link broken right front. Maybe, in fact, his tire is not even rolling. Yep. Oh, he can't steer. So I think that's going to be the end of the 39 for the night. You know, 3 and 4 wide at this track is just a tough position. That's his teammate to the outside. That's the 41 of Jordan Bruth, but the wreck happens in front. That's the 43 going around. 39 tries to avoid it, comes down into Michael Whitley. Unfortunately, careens the 39 just right into the safer barrier. And you can see the sparks fly and the pieces just everywhere. And that's the end of the 39. All right, well, that's the end of the 39. However, that leaves us with right now 5 laps to go. By the time we go back to green, 3 laps, 2 laps. I don't think we're going to finish in regulation, but we should be close.
It'll definitely be close. I think it may... I think it might. Yeah, I think we might have a green-white checker depending on... I mean, if it goes green, or if it goes the one to go next time by, we won't have a green-white checker. It'll automatically filter to our normal restart procedure, but then we would have basically a green-white checkered. So, green flag, white flag. And race is over. Looks like lights are still on the pace car, which means we are going to go to our green-white checker formation here.
Did they extend?
No, they didn't extend at all. I think some cars made their way down pit road.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to wind up with a green-white checker here at Richmond with just a few laps to go, and we'll get this one in the books. Corey Bunch continues to lead, but Alex Murphy, who was on the pole, has now moved up and will be to his outside. Jacob Musa will wind up behind, and Cody Graham. That gaggle of 4 or 5 drivers has really come on strong in the last 50 laps.
Definitely has.
And Alex was all the way back at the tail end of the field and has worked his way back up to front row.
Let's see if he can potentially pull it off here. Was on the pole, but that 77's been hard to beat. Green flag back in the air. 3, now 2 laps to go here at Richmond. Corey Bunch at the point. 30 up in the middle lane, high lane technically. Get around one time. Next flag will potentially end the race if they get to the white. Here we go. Out of turn 4, white flag in the air for Corey Bunch in the 77 machine. The fight is on for second place and third. Alex Murphy, Jacob Mousseau, side by side.
Still battling for second.
Still battling for second. This battle is going to go all the way to the line. Who is it going to be? Alex Murphy wins the race. Or my bad, not Alex Murphy. Corey Bunch wins the race. Alex Murphy in second. And then Jacob Mousseau in third as we have big chaos in the back.
Got a carnage happening.
Across the start-finish line.
41, the 11, the 3, the 10, the 1, all involved. Post, I think that all happened either at the stripe or just past it, but the race is over. Corey Bunch is your winner. Corey punches his ticket into the playoffs.
There you go. It's a way to do it, and by 0.02 of a second, Alex Murphy came in second place above Jacob Mousseau, who finished in third. There's your podium finishers. You got Corey Bunch, your winner, in the middle. Alex Murphy to the left in second. Jacob Mousseau to the right in third. What a finish to the end there. Corey Bunch dominated the race, and there's our final results. Your Rock and Roll 200 Athletic Training Solutions race presented by Athletic Training Solutions. That is Corey Bunch with the win, Alex Murphy in second, Jacob Mousseau in third, Cody Graham in fourth, Travis Bennett in fifth, Simon Magid in sixth, Eric Jeffers in seventh, Vernon Broadbeck in eighth, Brendan Hayes in ninth, and Matthew Robinson rounds out your top 10.
In 11th, Ty Bostic. 12th, Nick Alves. Joe Musso is in 13th. Tony Japs in 14th. Josh Douglas in 15th. Tyler Lem in 16th. Michael Whitley Jr. in 17th. In 18th, Jordan Booth. He survives. Ron Fitting is in 19th. Tyler Thurman is in 20th.
In 21st, Garrett Walden. 22nd is Jordan Winsel. 23rd, Vince Burns. 24th, Martin Pinnell. 25th, Kai Collimore. 26th, Scott Thomas. 27th, Tyler Sexton. Jason Hale in 28th. Jonathan Varanowskis in 29th. And John Krupa in 30th.
In 31st, it's Corey Ennis. Richard Mills in 32nd. Glenn Stanley in 33rd. Brandon Iskarian in 34th. Alex Forget Berube in 35th. Michael Bennett in 36th. Martin Giroux in 37th. And 38th, Matt Pericini. Alberto Abar in 39th. And Mike Wheel is in 40th. So let's see what we've got here. Let's see. I think we've got Jacob Musa. Let's bring Jacob into the broadcast booth. Jacob, congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thank you.
Man, it's great. You started back in 18th, and here you are, P3. In fact, it was so close. I think it's 3/100ths of a second between you and Alex.
I thought I was going to get him there.
It was close.
I thought I was going to get him there, but it was real close.
So this was a challenge. We started out with a pretty good long run, green flag, but then things just kind of cautions bred cautions.
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate. I felt like I had a decent long run car. I had no short run speed or middle run speed there. And it was hard to pass, but I made some passes early and then got lucky with pit strategy there and got myself up to the front and then just made a couple passes to get up to third. And I was second at one point, and I was second. Corey was pulling away. I was pulling away from third. I'm like, all right, if it just stays green, we're all right. And unfortunately, we just kept getting caution after caution. So I'm happy with a third, even though my restarts were pretty bad.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. So this is our 3/4 of a mile here. Next week we wind up in Martinsville. What's your thoughts on Martinsville?
I don't know. Hopefully it goes green. I'm actually pretty decent at Martinsville, I would think. I really enjoy that track, so I'm hoping it stays green. And there's pit strategy, green flag pit stops, really turn the race around. I think it'll be pretty fun.
Excellent. Any shout-outs tonight?
I'd like to thank all the boys at GCAM Racing, Cody, Joe, Eddie, and John, and our buddy Corey. Fast Ace Hot Rods, and I had Chevelle on the car tonight, so glad I got to go to the podium with Chevelle.
There you go. All right, that's your third place finisher, Jacob Musso. And congratulations on your finish, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, I am looking for Alex Murphy. Oh, there he is. Let's see if we can grab Alex. Alex, congratulations on your P2 finish.
Thank you very much.
That was quite a battle between you and Jacob Musso there. I think it's 4/100ths of a second. That was the separation.
Yeah, that's somewhere around those lines. Yeah, that was a very fun battle at the end there. Good hard racing, kept it clean. Can't ask for much more than that.
Well, we saw, you were there out front. You had pole position. You drove all the way back. You made it back up through the field after. What happened in that on the start of the race?
Honestly, I haven't even rechecked the replay yet, but I'm pretty sure that would be 100% on me. I think muscle memory from all the practice laps, I pretty much used the same braking marker as I did as normal, and I probably braked earlier than the guys behind me were anticipating, and that just caused a huge mess. And I do apologize to anyone who got caught up in there. It was not my intention. Didn't fall back too far. I stayed in the top 10 pretty much all race. It didn't hurt me too bad. I feel bad for Jordan Wenzel. He's the one that got the worst of it.
Well, but here you are, P2. That's a great finish for you. So I have to ask, we tried at the beginning to figure out who is the sponsor on your car tonight, but we were not able to see it.
Well, main sponsor would be my own personal band that I'm in, the Hypocrite in French. It's a Quebec metal band that we've been playing for over 10 years together. And other than that, my regular sponsors, I have Advanced Sim Racing, Grand West, Comagro, and that's pretty much it.
Well, a great opportunity for you to be able to showcase your band here in the Rock and Roll 200 for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to drive a car with my own band on it. That was a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. How do you feel about Martinsville?
Oh, I mean, I won there in the spring last year, but I don't know. These short tracks, I'm not a huge fan with this car, but I'm not a fan of the shifting, honestly.
Yeah. It definitely. I'm curious to see how that all plays out with how the gear ratios are set up for Martinsville. Certainly for here, you're only in fifth gear for a short stretch across the front stretch, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Stayed in fourth gear backstretch and just shift roughly around the line and back down to fourth gear going into one.
Gotcha. Well, any other shout-outs besides the ones you've already named?
Yeah, well, my whole team behind us, that would be Rumble Racing, that we're all here every week, have a lot of fun, and you guys for the broadcast. It's very cool to have you guys and watch all the races on the next day as on the replay.
You got it. Well, congratulations. That's Alex Murphy finishing P2 here at Richmond. Again, we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Got it. All right, let's see if we can bring in Mr. Corey Bunch. There he is. Congratulations, Corey. You did it.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you, it took a long time, but we was finally able to get it.
Wow.
Oh, man. I can breathe now. It's like 20 pounds is off my shoulders here.
Well, I mean, you punched your ticket. That was great. Into the playoffs, and I know that you've been so close in so many events.
Yeah, and it's been one of those things I've been trying to carry over from last year. Like this was kind of like after I think it was after Phoenix, we kind of really found something and started knocking off like the top 3 finishes, and then even Coda I come close, and then. Which I'll say Coda. I probably had a chance to win at Coda, but at the same time, Jordan Wenzel was in a league of his own because that was where I lost first gear, so I had troubles in. But we able to come back over here in Richmond, and I think we was like 7th or 8th quick in the practice charts, and for some reason I got outside pole, which I pulled that one out of my butt, and I don't know how. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out. But once I felt good with the car, just pace-wise, it was just trying to get the race going, and then I kind of figured I had a leg up on everybody else as far as like the long run and stuff, because I know my crew chief was telling me I was like a 10th, 2/10 per lap quicker than the car behind me. So I felt good about it, but it's just those cautions, they just racked up, and it gets you all tense. So, and it makes for mistakes, but we held on to it.
No, you did a great job. We were remarking that, pretty much throughout those, all of those restarts, where do we wind up, John? 18 cautions?
I think 18.
18,
yeah.
18 cautions. I mean, you were consistently, there was only one restart where it looked like Cody Graham was right there with you on the restart.
Yeah, I was trying to fool him, and he fooled me instead. So, and I'm like, oh man, I was like, this is gonna be one cookie to crack, right? One tough cookie to crack. Because I told him on the iRacing chat, I was like, man, you fooled me. And he goes, yeah, not too bad for a guy with a single monitor. And I was like, well, this is double bad for me if that's the case. So I tried to change it up a bit, and it worked out for the most part. But yeah, just great job by everybody in this team. They always work so hard, and just never gave up. And the pace is there. We're actually out of that mess that we was in beginning of the year, and now we're starting to rack off these top 5 finishes, and then now as of tonight we got to win. So I'm really thankful.
All right, congratulations. Shout outs tonight?
Oh yeah, of course. Full Throttle Motorsports for all their teamwork, and then the feedback. Just NASCAR, just super stellar. Like I said, felt confident, and just once the race got going, I felt like we had a really potential race-winning car. So, and I also got to thank Michael Whitley for painting the Spirit Box Ford Mustang Dark Horse for tonight's event. We had our little Chevy rock and roll kind of deal. So like everybody who participated with putting up the bands and stuff in their cars, it was pretty nice to display that, and I appreciate everyone who contributed to that. And and also just thank you guys for putting up with us once again. I'll say that much. I feel like we're getting better for some good racing, but we're getting there. But either way, I appreciate you guys for broadcasting this wonderful league that we have, and we'll keep on going strong. And I don't forgot where we go to next week.
You're in Martinsville.
So. Oh, even better. Well, last time we was at last time I was at Martinsville, we had a good car, and then I messed up on that last restart and cost me the win. But who knows? Maybe we'll be good over there. But you never know unless we're off the truck there. So we'll see.
Once you roll past Martinsville, then you've got the 1.5 miles at Texas, and then the high banks of Talladega.
Okay, so I like 3 of those tracks. I'm not a super speedway kind of guy, and so that'd be a wild card for sure. But I feel really confident about Martinsville and Texas, and so we got a couple good tracks coming for us. So don't be surprised if we come out with another win or two. It's fingers crossed at least.
There you go. All right, congratulations to your winner, Mr. Corey Bunch, and he moves on to the playoff rounds. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network showing of the iNASCAR Racing Series, and here with the Rock and Roll 200 sponsored by Athletic Training Solutions. And we look forward to seeing you next week. We'll be at Martinsville with this same league on next Thursday. We hope you tune in to join us then. John, anything to close it out?
Just congrats to Corey. Awesome that he got a win, locked himself into the playoffs. Don't miss out next week racing here on the IWM Broadcast Network, like Rick said, Martinsville, as well as the IWM series, or the Tech for Troop Cup series, on Wednesday nights at 8:30 Eastern as well. So tune in for that both nights.
All right. Good night, folks.